Lest engaged Edward in combat, confidently declaring that it was their turn now. Edward reacted with a clear sign of shock as Les forcefully pushed him back with an attack. Edward grunted in pain as Les continued to press his assault, eventually throwing Edward far away with a powerful shove. Edward cried out angrily as he was sent flying. Sidward immediately shouted at Lest, urging him not to look away. Lest, however, calmly blocked Sidward's incoming attack while sitting down, observing that his brother's technique was sloppy. Lest countered Sidward's attack, commenting on his high hip stance. Sidward winced in pain, uttering a frustrated sound. Les pressed his advantage, asking what was wrong and reminding them that the duel had only just begun. Les continued to overpower both Edward and Sidward, making them stumble and grunt in frustration. Marquis Gad Albion watched in utter shock, questioning how Les, who supposedly only possessed the tame skill, could be moving with such prowess. His first wife, Zira, also looked on in disbelief, muttering that it has to be a mistake. Ona observed the duel, Les clearly overpowering the twins. Her internal thoughts revealed her amazement. His past growth rate was abnormal, but this last month had been beyond belief. She sensed something inside Les. Even I can't fully see. However, she also noted that Edward and Sidward still hadn't revealed their trump cards skills, those terrifying powers that can overturn all effort in a single moment. She mused that if Les couldn't overcome that, he would never move forward. Les's own internal thoughts focused on the duel's objective. Victory required making both opponents surrender or faint. He considered that knocking them out would be easier, but worried that winning with a single blow might lead to complaints later, as had happened with Karluk. He then resolved that he would just have to prove beyond all doubt whose power here is greater. Edward and Sidward responded with energetic exclamations, then positioned themselves to launch a simultaneous attack on Lest. Lest reacted sharply, sensing a change in the air around them. As Edward and Sidward lunged forward to attack, Edward activated his skill-crushing avalanche while Sidward activated his skill dance of acceleration. Lest immediately recognized them as skills, noting they were custom skills designed to match their weapons. He briefly wondered why they hadn't used such power during the Gale Wolf fight. He acknowledged that while he had Twin Flash as a counter, it was merely a basic move and couldn't match their power or speed. He realized that if he kept going like this, he'd be overpowered without a chance, highlighting the gap between those with combat-focused skills and those without. Lest, despite his earlier reservations, decided to use a hidden power. I didn't plan to use this here. But oh well. He prepared his exclusive skill, Wind Magic, activate. He inwardly explained that this skill wraps a hyper-vibrating wind around the blade, recreating a supreme cutting edge. Its name was Tenso and Kazutachi. Les launched his counterattack against the twins. SFX, slice of a clean cut. Both Edward's and Sidward's swords were cleanly cut in half. Sidward and Edward reacted with shocked exclamations, staring in disbelief at their severed weapons, cut down by a mere wooden sword. Marquis Gad Albion, witnessing this impossible feat, could only utter his shock, questioning if Lest had actually cut through steel with a wooden sword. Lest had completely defeated both of them. Edward and Sidward recoiled in fright. Lest calmly questioned if they still wanted to continue. Edward, Sidward, and their parents stared at him in utter shock. Ilna's voice then cut through the silence, declaring, "That's enough." She formally announced that, by the surrender of Edward and Sidward, the winner of the duel was declared to be Lest.